Darren.
How's it going?
Close enough.
Well, I like how I say the people in the back here and all the people in the front go, yes. Thanks, guys. So anyway, should we start this?
I love you, Travis.
Nobody ever told me anything.
Okay, no. Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome to our fan meet in Canada. I was originally just going to use this to talk to you guys about this really cool country that I come from called America. But apparently this is an esports organization putting it on, so we have to talk about esports. So that's why I dragged this guy along. A little bit about us, for people that don't know. It seems like a lot of you guys do know, but we both are involved in the competitive League of Legends gaming scene. I'm an interviewer and journalist, and this is DoubleLift. He's a AD carry for a team that did not make it to Worlds. He was still there. He was still there, so congratulations. So now I figured it out. DoubleLift, you want to say anything before we get into Q&A? I'll break down in a second how this is going to work, though.
Canadians talk really funny.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. Canadian League Gaming.
This is such a sick crowd. I really like this. So thanks guys for coming out. This is really neat. UBC seems pretty amazing. The way we're going to do this is we're going to do about an hour of Q&A. So and then after that we're going to do signings and photos, and hopefully we'll be able to get through that pretty quickly. And then after that we're all going to run over to the Stormcrow. Why do I sound like I got a lot louder? We're all going to run over to the Stormcrow Tavern. That's the name of it. Yes. Yes. Okay. And we're going to hang out there for a bit. So you don't have to make it to that if you don't want to, but at any point in time, feel free to leave, especially when DoubleLift starts talking. So for Q&A, if you just raise your hand, I'll call on you. Just say whether or not, we'll both field questions. You can say whether or not it's just for DoubleLift or for me or for both of us. We'll answer it and then we'll move on. And this is a really big lecture hall, so hopefully I can see everybody. But let's go ahead and start. So you right in front, you raise your hand really quickly. What is your relationship with Monte Cristo?
There's a lot of tension. He doesn't put out as much as I wish, but he's still good. I love Monte.
All right, you over there.
I was just wondering, how do you feel about your quote, "Money in the bank"? And can you tell me, what was the context of that?
The question is, how does DoubleLift feel about the quote, "Money in the bank, pimpin' it easy"? And what was the context of that?
Well,
yes, please.
I'm not doing that ever again. My New Year's resolution that year was I'm never saying that ever, because I don't want middle schoolers to run around and be I'm DoubleLift's fanboy, and then they start saying that, and their teacher's what the hell's going on? So the context was I was taking money out of an ATM, and I got really excited because I was damn dude, I'm rich. So I just said it randomly because.
And I was recording it because I was just recording. This was at last year's, right before the playoffs. We just happened to be down there while they were building the set, and so he didn't know that I was recording it. There's actually a remastered version on my YouTube channel because I wanted to make sure people remembered that quote forever.
I hope you die.
All right, next question. You right there.
Imp or Loco Doco?
Imp or Loco Doco DoubleLift?
Double Imp.
Honestly, Loco broke my heart. Imp is better.
Somebody in the back, yeah, right back there. You forgot. That's good. All right.
That's good.
Why didn't you write the crazy DoubleLift?
Baker too good.
I try my best to make Monty as mad as possible. So before the analyst desk, he was trying to convince me well, SKT's gonna win. I was yeah, they're gonna win. And then on the desk, I just disagree with them and make him mad.
The guy in the back remembered. What was it? Cutie Pie joining Seal Cheese as the mid laner.
Raise your doggers.
Alright, who's next? Jinx, OP, or not?
I haven't played in a month and a half, so I don't know, actually. like living on the patch that's like 2 months ago because that's the world's patch.
Yeah, for questions about like recent League of Legends, well, DoubleLift and I have been like so involved in Worlds, but ironically we don't know what's happening in League of Legends. So we can't comment too much on that kind of stuff. Over there in the hat.
Me?
Yeah.
Faker or Toys for the best mid laner?
Faker or Toys for best mid lane?
In their
Who the hell is Toys?
Alright, we're going to keep asking questions. I will also field questions if any of you guys have questions about DoubleLift, for example.
Today was a historic moment because I met Travis's first fan.
Yeah, it was exciting.
I love you, Travis!
So there was a comment, like somebody sent me a Twitter message that said at the fan viewing or the viewing of Worlds, whenever they were asked who they were excited to see, the crowd went more wild for me than for DoubleLift. So I really appreciate that.
That was an audio issue.
Yeah. All right, right there.
Can you do a double lift for us?
Can you do a double lift for us?
I don't even have parts. Oh, sorry, no, wait. I don't want to use that excuse. I'm scared, dude. I can't do it. No way, dude. I haven't practiced like magic in like a year plus.
Senpai, please.
I heard recently that Chaos is looking for a new team, so when will he be replacing you on CLG?
When will Chaos be replacing DoubleLift on CLG?
Yeah, pretty soon. The second he signs a contract and the sun rises in the west.
In the back.
How do you feel about Lily Pichu's most recent video?
Which
Lily
one?
Peaches most.
Oh, that was hype, dude. I kept watching that same clip over and over again. I don't know how she found out about it. That was hot.
I'm like looking in the back. Oh, right there. Yeah. Every time.
No comment.
Yeah. Every time we do one of these, somebody asks about that interview that we don't talk about anymore. So.
Did I have a
it's
number?
over. I mean, in actuality, right? Like, the only thing I'll say is that like Peter and I will probably never really speak about relationship stuff too much because
There's no relationship though. It's
What about the one between you two?
your story
How's Hot
reveals
Shots?
things and your response. Because if you think about it, right? Like DoubleLift and I are really used to being public figures or whatever, but like it kind of sucks if you're somebody else and you didn't sign up for that, and suddenly everybody's talking about you. So like just like in the future or whatever, like even right now we probably won't ever talk about anything like that, including Officer Caleb. Who's next? You right there.
I skipped school for this.
get back to class.
Wait, what was you said you skipped school for that? Anything else?
Are you going to make it up to him?
Oh, how are you gonna make it up?
Education is for chumps. No, I'm just kidding. That's bad. You shouldn't have skipped school.
Money in the bank. Hey, man, easy.
I'm just joking. Please don't ever take that out of context.
Money. Too late.
What's up?
Top 3 80 carries in the world.
Top 3 80
Double lift.
carries.
Double lift,
and
double lift, and lift, lift. Double
There's
lift,
me,
triple lift, quadruple lift.
and then there's pretty much just me.
Everyone else trash.
Right there next to the Ramus hat.
I go on for you, Travis. How much did Dolan know you by the end when you were sitting on your couch?
How much did he know me by the end? When he moved in? Oh, how much did he borrow from me? Are we talking about like money or my soul?
Fresh lantern.
Both. He didn't borrow any money from me. I mean, the big deal was like I said, like he only had to pay me whatever he could for the first couple of months while he was figuring stuff out. He borrowed a lot of my time. We spent a long time like getting him in order because when he showed up, he literally had like the clothes he was wearing and like his computer tower, and those were the only things he had. He didn't have like a bank account or whatever.
I'm the best.
Yeah. Right there in the yeah.
How was driving a double attack with parents? How was that?
Yeah.
How did that go?
Are you asking both of us or just me? Okay. For me, it was really interesting to drive DoubleLift back home because it was like returning him from whence he came. I'm like, finally. I can get rid of this thing. It was really cool. Actually, his general manager was going to drive him, and then there was like some scheduling conflicts or whatever, and so I just volunteered to do it because it kind of felt like the interesting thing to do, right? So it was a pretty interesting experience, and I was happy that I was able to sort of be there for that too.
Yeah, the drive was nothing special. I think I just slept a lot and Travis got mad because he was bored. It was like a 2.5 hour drive, so.
Yeah, he likes to sleep in my car. He always asks me to drive him for like an hour, and then he gets in the car and he's like, "All right, dude, good night," and then just sleeps. It's awful. Right in the front.
Most embarrassing thing after DoubleLift movement.
Most embarrassing thing after DoubleLift moved in.
Oh,
Oh my God.
any walk?
This is a really hard question because there's so many.
The most recent one was like 2 days ago I learned what Cebu play meant.
Yeah. 2 days ago he was like, "What does Cebu play mean?" No, when he moved in with me, there were a lot of things. For one, every other month he said he was going to move out to some new place. Yeah. I won't say all of them.
I actually have the best one. I got sucked into a pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
It was little.
No, this actually happened. He was like, "Hey, this is a friend of mine from high school, and he says if I just pay $500 for the startup kit, I can make a lot of money, and it'll be great, and I might go move with him, and he makes so much money." And I'm like, "Peter, that is literally a pyramid scheme." And he was like, "Nah, dude, it's all good. I know this guy."
Actually, I didn't know him from high school. They would have been better if I knew him from high school. I knew him from WoW.
Oh yeah. I think you might have even told me you knew him from high school.
I lied.
Yeah. So, but yeah, he blew a lot of money on that, which was great. All right, right there, the girl. Yeah.
How do I get Baker Senpai to notice me?
How does she get Baker Senpai to notice
Let's
her?
get double it too.
I don't know, man. That guy's a robot. I tried to talk to him after, and he wasn't even smiling when I talked to him.
Yeah, that's because you were talking to him. All the way in the back in like the gray sweater thing.
What does it feel to be like the Kanye West of LOL?
Yeah.
What was the question?
What does it feel like to be the Kanye West of LOL?
Is that for DoubleLift? Yeah, I figured. What is it like to be the Kanye West of LOL? Are you familiar with Kanye West, Peter? You're very uncultured.
Yeah, I don't really know. I would say that
It's like bad.
Kanye West is the DoubleLift of music.
There you go. Trying to see, yeah, right there. Yeah.
How do you feel about the NACL teams?
How do you feel about the NACL teams? Do you know what the NACL is?
Is that the Challenger League?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're hella good. Like,
So
at
solid.
least 2 of them are gonna make an LCS this season for sure. They're like, they're godlike.
Good. All right. Yeah, you right there. And then yes. In the glasses with the watch. Yes. Hi.
This one's for Travis. What was your most memorable interview?
My most memorable interview. There's been a lot. I'll go with 2, which is cheating. The first time was I was really excited last year at Worlds when I got to interview Brandon Beck, who's the CEO of Riot Games. That just felt really cool because I definitely felt like I had sort of made an impact on this team whenever like I was able to do that. The other thing was like this is more recent, but I like it a lot. Whenever I interviewed Faker, just like a week ago or whatever, that was really sick because. I remember at the start of this year, whenever LCS started, like doing my first interview and not knowing like how the season would work and not knowing what would happen. And then I got all the way to the end and was sitting next to the winner of the whole thing and was in like the green room with the team and all that kind of thing. And it just was a really cool moment. So I'll probably remember that one for a really long time. Right there.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to know if, this is for both of you guys, that once you guys adopt DoubleLift, will he take your last name or Kelby's last name?
Whenever Kelby and I adopt DoubleLift, whose last name will he take? So it's for both of us. So I'm gonna answer first. So we tend to say that I'm like the husband and Kelby's the mother, or the wife. So that would mean that he would take my last name.
Yeah, I agree.
That's how it goes. In the beanie.
League of Legends, the Worlds was in the Staples Center, sold out this year. Where do you think competitive League of Legends will be next?
Where do we think?
It's in
So you're saying like where do you think next year will bring the sport of League of Legends? For both of us?
Yeah.
Do you want to start? That's kind of a hard one.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. Well, more Korean overlords, that's for sure. And probably a bigger place than Staples. I went to Staples and I was like, this is really big, but I've seen bigger stadiums. I think it's gonna be like fucking huge.
Yeah, I actually have a lot of high hopes for Season 4 League. I think that in a lot of ways, like it feels like this every year. Every year since I started doing this, it feels like the last year was like sort of like the testing ground for what League could really be. So it's kind of funny I keep saying this, but like I think you can look ahead and see like Coca-Cola getting interested in sponsoring like the challenger scene, and what Riot has done this year and how much it's grown every single year. And so if you project it out, like Season 4 is going to be really, really sick. I'm really excited about it, and especially for like the two of us. Like I think that'll mean really cool things even for just individuals in the industry. Right in front. Esports to the Olympics.
No, dude. Like the Olympics, I don't know. Like League is not a test of strength or dexterity or anything. It's more just strategy and finger, reaction time, I guess.
Yeah. On that, like, first off, the question that like should we be asking is like, do we want League at the Olympics or do we want like a different thing for this? Like, Riot has a pretty big like Riot internally. It seems like they're really interested in like the traditional sports thing, but I'm not sure if we should follow like every single traditional sports like set. You know, like I don't know if we should be on TV. For example, a lot of people are like, oh, I really hope League makes it to TV. But in my mind, League is part of like this new generation of media, and I'm not sure if that means that it needs to be on cable television. Same thing, like I'm not sure if that means that it needs to be in the Olympics. It might be one day, but whenever we're talking about like, will League ever be accepted as something like football or whatever, I think those kind of conversations need to take place about when we were looking at things like over generations. So I'm sorry I don't have like the witty one-liners that DoubleLift has. I tend to answer a little more seriously. Way in the back corner, not the right. Yeah, you. How do you feel about Maple Street?
You guys pretty bad.
Again, all the way in the back. Yes. Yes. Oh, yeah.
I already answered. I have no idea like what she does or anything because I haven't played in like 2 months.
She looks really cool though. The music video reminded me of the Gorillas. Back corner. Yes. Yeah.
That was a horrible experience. So the question was, ever think about playing with Saint, Jungle, Hotshot, Top, and GG Mid? No, because my sanity was like put to the limit every time we lost. They would just argue for hours and hours and hours, and I think it culminated in Korea where like Chauster just exploded on everyone, and like trying to argue with drunk St. Vicious is really hard. Really, really hard, but Chaucer successfully managed to like do it, and I was so frustrated halfway through, I just wanted to take a shower, so I missed it.
In the back again with the red shirt. What do you think of the new Curse team?
They're pretty good. I'm pretty sad that after we joined Curse and played AD,
He's coming back.
he's coming back.
Did you guys realize that, by the way, if Quantic makes it in and Afromoo makes it on, or stays in on Curse, that both of DoubleLift's last 2 support players will be coming back as AD carries for Vengeance? Isn't that sick? I really like that. That's the stuff I get excited about for my job. Like, patch notes, I'm like, yeah, I don't, whatever. But whenever that shit goes down, that's sick. Timo hat. How long will League of Legends last?
That's a good question. I think at some point they have to make a champion cap, because like if it lasts like 10 years and there's like 150 new champions or like more than that, it's gonna be really hard to like make it competitive. But I think it'll last as long as Riot like just continues to support it, because it's not like a game where you play it for the graphics. You play it for the gameplay, and play with your friends mostly, so it can last for a really long time.
That's a really good question for us that we like to think about a lot in the industry, because it's like, well, if my entire job is based around like League of Legends, and then like League of Legends goes away, like what does that mean? But I actually think that if you look at World of Warcraft right now, like that sucker has been around for a long time, and it's still like, yeah, it's diminishing a lot, but there's still like millions and millions and millions of people that are playing it. So, and I think that League does a lot of things that are like will add to the longevity. So I think it can be around for a really, really long time. Right there in the front process. If you didn't have Choster, who would you want as a support?
Yeah, obviously Mad Light, but in realistic terms, like in NA, I'd rather just if Choster just like didn't exist, I'd play with Xpecial again.
Got more people filtering in. Right there with the camera that you're holding up.
I've heard rumors of Toys coming back for season 4. Who do you think would win, Toys or Faker in mid lane?
Toys or Faker winning mid lane for season 4?
Wow. There's a lot of questions about Toys. So like when I watched GPL before High Pay Assassins disbanded, kind of. They didn't really disband, they're still a team. But anyways, so when I watched Toys play, he wasn't very good. Like the meta's always changing, so like even though Faker's an exception, so Toys was really good when like Karthus and Nivea and Orianna were like OP, and he could never adapt to playing Assassins, and that's why in season 3 he fell off so hard, and then he like retired because his team wasn't doing very good. So obviously I think Faker's way more versatile and stuff, so Faker would win. Toys just really hasn't been able to adapt. He's really good at like that type of champion, but the meta's always changing.
The dude in the gray sweater stretching his arms so much, he like really wants this.
How was the frat party?
How was the frat party?
No comment.
9 months later.
I have never seen. Tabe is a god.
Yeah, wait, I'm underage. Wait, am I underage here?
No.
But
You're underage there.
yeah, that's all that
You were
matters.
not drinking there.
Yeah, I wasn't drinking. I don't know.
Yeah.
I wasn't even there.
Yeah. No, you were there. You were just drinking water.
Oh yeah. Thanks.
The point is, Tabe is a god. All right, like that guy. We brought him to the frat party, and I think both Double and I were like thought that he'd be like really intimidated by all the drinking, but this guy like, holy crap. Yeah.
No, like he plays. Well, you guys know how Chinese, so you know liar's dice, where both people have 5 dice. It's a drinking game. He'd like beat somebody, and then he'd take 2 shots, and be like next. And he just went for like an hour straight, and then interesting things started happening.
Yeah. That was. Yeah. I don't think Uzi will ever forget me showing up at his hotel room. All right, right there.
Question for you guys. Do you guys agree with Cyrus that Group A was way harder than Group B?
Was Group A harder than Group B?
You can never tell, honestly, because I don't think TSM's rationale for ever saying that, their whole reasoning is like, oh, if we were just in Group B, we would have made it out with Fnatic. I don't think so. They won 2 games in their group. They went 2-8. That's pretty. They wouldn't have made it out.
I kind of agree. It's really hard to say. I think I'd probably give it. I think I'd probably agree with them, but I don't know if it's like so for sure. You know, not the 100% way that he said it. I know why he said that though. Actually, let me explain that. Because the TSM was scrimming the teams in the other group and like beating them really, really hard. And so that's why they felt so confident in it and saying that, because they were like, oh yeah, Vulcan should get out of this, no problem. Like, we're doing really good against them, and Vulcan beats us. So it wasn't like he just said that to whine or bitch, which is what a lot of people think. Like, he actually felt as though that was the case, and that's sort of how TSM felt. Right there in the red.
This is a question for both of you. Are you two interested in Asian honey?
Are we interested in Asian honeys?
I'm only interested in Travis.
I'm only interested in Bisha.
Unreciprocated love.
This is literally Asian honey. I would actually try some of their there's like the sticker on top and you have to take it off. But it would just
I have
wait.
an erection.
Yeah. Alright. Well, now that we brought this to a classy place, next question. In the back behind the pole, or right in front of the pole, sorry.
What do you like about Vancouver so far?
What do we like?
Hella Asians, dude.
What do we like about Vancouver so far?
Me.
Yeah, and you like Asians apparently.
Oh yeah.
Which is funny coming right after the question about the Asian money.
Well, that makes you so much more special.
Anyway, no, I love the accents here. Everybody,
don't have that. I don't know what
everybody
you're
has
talking
like a lot of
about.
different accents.
It's so
What
true.
you
You
talking
guys have had it so
about?
hard, but you guys talk different than us.
Sorry,
Sorry.
sorry.
What is sorry? Sorry?
Holding the cell phone.
What do you two think about Reginald?
What do we think about Reginald?
Reggie is God.
A really stand-up guy.
Maybe an asshole.
I think Reggie gets. This guy right here holding this camera is probably the guy that asked that question because he had to film Reggie and TSM all this year for Game Crib. Everybody should give him a round of applause, by the way. Secondly, Reggie's really funny because he's like that guy that I think a lot of people in this room might be like, that guy's such a jerk or something like that. But if you actually like talk to him for like 5 minutes, you might actually rethink like how you think about him. You might actually still think he's a jerk, but you'd be like, well, he's not that bad of a jerk. I actually like Reggie. He's obviously has some flaws, but everybody does. His are just a little bit more pronounced. And the glasses?
This one specifically for Travis. I know everyone often talks about your interviews with DoubleLift. How do you feel as an interviewee of Crawley specifically?
How do I feel interviewing Crawley instead of DoubleLift? I love interviewing Crawley. Crawley's a really, really cool guy. I like when I interview DoubleLift, I know it's going to be a bad interview based on the person I'm interviewing. When I interview Crawley, I'm like, this guy's really cool. He's really, really neat. So, yeah, no, I like Crawley a lot. He's really cool. In the gray button-up.
This is for DoubleLift. Is Monty going to bench you for picking Royal in the finals?
Is Monty going to bench you for picking Royal in the finals?
Yo, before I picked Royal, just to troll Monty, I already said I knew SKT was gonna win, but I just picked it because Tabe's cool, and I got Chinese pride.
Let's get the camera pan over to the mostly Chinese audience. There's somebody back there that had his hand up. Yeah.
I was gonna ask if you regret not boarding the Korean hype train, but then so answered that.
He did.
That's okay. Ask another question right now. Do it. This is what my job is, by the way. Literally coming up with a question right then.
Give me like 5 seconds.
5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Happy.
They're my children.
Is that even legal here?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I don't know what's happening. Anyway,
You can buy
on the corner.
420 Blaze it.
Yeah.
This is for DoubleLift. We had a video on Machinima, Road to Success. Are your parents still okay with you being a pro gamer? And is there follow-up? Are you still okay with your brothers and sisters?
Question was after the video about Machinima, like what's this, basically what, correct me if I'm wrong, it's what's your relationship with your family, right?
Yeah.
Okay, double, go.
My parents are just happy that I'm rich and famous. That's all they care about. They didn't really care how I did it. And they still don't understand at all what I do. My dad said he wanted to make a book about me, even though he doesn't know anything about video games, called Game Boy. But yeah, I made up with my parents and my family. They're happy for me, especially my bro, because he
What
got
about
me
your
into
fat
gaming.
bro?
And he's like 26 and he has a fiance and he's settled down and stuff, but he's still, like, he lives a very tame life, and in contrast I live a very, like, exciting, travel around, do crazy shit life. So, yeah, I respect my family. I'm still kind of bitter at my parents, but I like my bro.
We're gonna do this straight line in the middle, there's 3. So starting with the guy in the jacket. Well, no, guy in the jacket, then we'll get you, I promise.
Do you have any tips that'll help you get out of bronze fight?
Just to get out of Bronx 5.
Delete System 32.
Right behind us. What happened to your car, DoubleLift?
Oh, I bought a car, and we made a video about it like 6 months ago, and it's actually a decent car. I just haven't gotten around to driving it once, because I'm just too busy. Like, I need to learn how to drive before I... Wait, that doesn't make any sense. I just don't have time, okay?
So, we're doing a show together, which you guys are all going to be in, apparently, because this is one of the first episodes. I'll show you a teaser at the end of this. But one of the episodes is probably going to be me teaching you how to drive. So if anybody has like a helmet and a lot of bubble wrap, I'm good. And the sweater. Why did you quit playing World of Warcraft?
Because Mists of Doo-Doo came out.
That was like the saddest response. They were like, oh. There's like lots of fans in the audience. And the team I'm at.
What went wrong for the NA teams at Worlds?
What went wrong for the NA teams?
Everything.
They've been practicing in the wrong region.
Okay, blue sweater.
Isn't he a part of it?
Favorite Pokemon? Is this just to him or both? Both.
Oh, I don't have one. I never read a Pokemon. Go ahead.
TSM chance to find it. My favorite Pokemon. There's actually a lot of really cool ones. I remember when I was younger, it was Zapdos. Zapdos is really cool. I like the originals. Old school.
Mega Charizard.
Alright, you are wearing a white sweatshirt thing.
What do you think happened to MVP also?
What happened to MVP? That's so ominous. Do you mean like when they went back home or why they lost?
Why they're
Why
dead
they
now?
lost, yeah. Why they lost? Why MVP was on this?
That's a really complex question that I don't really have, like, because you'd only really know the answer if you're on the team, but I think it's really stupid for them to change rosters. They were the best team in Korea, and then they changed rosters, and then they changed sponsors, and therefore they changed, like, management and coaching. So they changed, like, half their team. Like, in Korea, your management and your coach, even though they don't get, like, the spotlight, they're responsible for 50% of the reason why they win. And they just randomly just switched everything, and then they went into Worlds, and they were playing on a patch that was like 3 months old.
Right there.
Would you ever face melee AD carries would be viable one day?
Poppy.
What was
Melee
the
AD carries.
Melee AD carries.
Poppy.
Kind of. I think range AD carries have a distinct advantage because range is power. Like if you think about it, if you had a champion with infinite range that could attack anyone on the map, it would be broken. You could just sit and spawn. And like the more range you have, this is why like late game range is the most powerful tool for ADs. Whatever. I'll just run this. Like the reason why Clog, Tristana, and Caitlyn are so good at 6 items is because they have range. And the reason why Tryndamere sucks at 6 items is because even though people think he's really strong, if you get exhausted or if you get CC'd and you're playing Tryndamere or like Master Yi, you just die instantly.
Standing up in the back.
Two arms.
Who's the best and the worst player on Team Coast?
This is very specific. Best and worst player on
All
Team
these
Coast.
shots I need to fire.
Yeah.
Well, this is easy for me. I think the best is definitely Shifter, and the worst is they're all pretty much tied for worst.
Which actually means they're all pretty much tied for second best.
Exactly.
Right there, yes. Yeah, you. Yep.
What do you think of
Team
Team Mineski?
Mineski, the Philippines. Look, you better answer this carefully because our other cameraman is Filipino and that was his favorite team.
Oh boy, I love Team Mineski. they're like, it's cool that they got to experience what they experienced. To be honest, I think there should have probably been a different way for like a Philippine team and like a Lithuanian team to qualify for Worlds because it would have been cool to see like 2 more really like actual world-class teams because to be honest, they were kind of outclassed. But it was still fun to see them, get cheered for and like all the interviews and stuff, the hype around them was cool.
Right here.
Yes, question. What would you say to a person who wants to be a professional gamer?
What would we say to a person who wants to be a professional gamer?
Oh, this is easy, dude. Don't do it. It's you have to be really lucky. Like I got super lucky. If I wasn't playing the right game at the right place at the right time, which is the most important timing, then I'd just be working at McDonald's or I'd be like, crawling back home or something stupid like that. It's just it's so much risk to invest in being a pro gamer because you have to sit down and you have to practice for like 14 hours a day for a year, and then you can finally like potentially be on an amateur team. And then at that point, you've invested your entire life to be a pro gamer, and it's like an all-in gamble.
Yeah, it's pretty risky. I think the best way to who was it? I think I was talking to Thorin about this recently, and he pointed out that like if you're going to be a pro gamer, you should probably already know that you could be a pro gamer. Like you should just be playing. Like I think the way it is with most pro gamers, how they get there is they just sort of are playing the game, and then they like playing the game a lot. So then they like suddenly find themselves like if they're also good while also playing the game a lot, they just suddenly find themselves playing with like the best of the best, or like up near the top, and then it's like, okay, wait, maybe I could just make a jump into like a challenger team. Like I think it's kind of like a natural progression. So if you're sitting there and you're like, well, I've been like gold for like a year,